Hi everybody! Happy Wednesday night, except it's not Wednesday night, so happy Thursday night. Thanks for letting me take last night off. I literally couldn't see my desk, couldn't see my floor, couldn't focus. So I'm excited to be here. If you're live, say hi, comment below. If you're watching the replay, comment below too, because it's helpful for me to know who is watching the replays. And I know tonight's not a normal night, so we might not have a lot of people live, and that's okay. But I wanted to show you the new Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. So, hey Melissa. Okay, so it's big. My upline nicknamed it the Big Boss because there's a mini one that's going to come out, and I think the mini one will be much smaller. And so this is Big Boss, and then we're going to call the other one Little Boss, Mini Boss, and Big Boss. Big Boss. Big Boss is big, but it's not heavy. I don't think it's as heavy. Hi, Kathy. I don't think it's as heavy as our old Big Shot. It's definitely lighter, and because it has these fold-up sides, it looks a lot nicer in your craft space, and it transports a lot easier. So like I took this to a shoebox swap that we had this weekend, and it transported great, like a dream. So I'm gonna show off a few things about this machine, and then hey Kirsten, hey Kathy, and then we'll get going. So the sides fold down, and they just pop down. So that's it. So now we've got, yay! So now we've got our machine, right? And we can see, try to like get it right. So we've got our machine. It's got feet on it, so it definitely holds, like it's not gonna go anywhere. And we've got plates that come with it. So the plates that come with it are labeled, thank you. So thankful for that. So plate number 1 is the big platform. So it's labeled with, let me see if I can get my number 1 in the shot. It's labeled with a number 1, and it has instructions on, like, you know, make this sandwich, make this sandwich. Hey Marlene. So this is great because it's like, all right, place the die cutting edge down. Got it, right? We always want to place the die cutting edge down. We don't want to place it up because we don't want to mess with our rollers or anything, right? And then it says insert the embossing folders hinge first. Well, so that's a good tip and a good thing to remember. Anytime you have an embossing folder, which I had one on my desk. Let me grab one. Okay, here's one. Anytime that you have an embossing folder, right, you should always insert it, the fold, right, not the flap, but the fold edge first, right? So it should go like this, right? If you do it another way, it might hurt the edges of the embossing folder, and so you always go fold first, right? So, good. And then it does have, you know, reminders on here, and then it shows you if you're using it with a standard embossing folder, then you're going to do one thing. If you're using it with a 3D, you're going to do something else. So let me grab the standard embossing folder that I was using last night, which, where is it? Oh, here it is. Okay, good. So the standard one that I was using last night versus a 3D one. So I'm going to put these two next to each other so you can see. So you might not be able to see a huge difference, but you can kind of see there's a thickness, right? This one is much thicker, and you'll feel it too. This is the snowflake one. See how it bends really easy? Okay. This is the new, I don't know, giant pine tree one. I can't bend it, right? So if you're using the big 3D ones, then all you need is plate number 4. So you will take your piece of paper, you will put it in, right? And I don't want to emboss this, but I do know what I want to emboss with this, because I was checking this out earlier and I thought this was really cool. So we're gonna do it. So this pine tree one, someone went in and they embossed one of the sheets from the Feels Like Frost designer series paper that we had last year, and we have this year again. Thank you, Stampin' Up, for bringing that paper back because it's gorgeous. So I'm gonna find a good one. Isn't quite the sheet I want, but I think it'll work. So we're gonna take our piece of paper, we're going to stick it in, and what's nice is that there's a line, right? And that line helps us to line up our sheet of paper so that our trees are going straight. If there's no line, like on the snowflakes, well, there's no rhyme or reason to a snowflake, right? It doesn't have to be straight up and down. But if there's a line, then that means like, hey, you might want your trees to be straight. You might not, that's possible, but. So we're gonna take this, we're going to take our dark plate, we're gonna put the two together. We're going to put it in our machine, fold first, right? And we're going to roll it through. Look how easy that is, y'all. I'm gonna roll this. Look how easy. Like, I literally can do this with like one finger. There's no crazy popping. There's no crazy, like, I don't have to crank it super hard, right? And then, look at that. I don't even know if you can like fully appreciate the awesomeness that is, but that entire sheet, my lighting's not very good today. That entire sheet is embossed. Here, I'm gonna give us a little extra light today. I'm working a little different today, but now, right, we've got this entire thing has been embossed, and it just looks so cool. So anyway, so for your thick plates, this is what you're gonna use for embossing, okay? Now, for your thin ones, right, you're gonna run this through, and you're just gonna run it through kind of like you would normally between two plates. We've got the two clear plates. They're both labeled number 3, and you just stick them through. Whoop, and they're just gonna emboss. So easy peasy. I will find another really pretty sheet. Oh, this one would be fun to do. So this one has like some snow, kind of snow-covered leaves. What happens if we make snow-covered leaves with snowflakes on it? Let us see. Oh, and I need my plate. Good call, good call. All right, here we go. And again, easy peasy, right? So this machine right now is only available for demonstrators. Customers can get it starting in September. But if you really want to get it now, and you want to get it for a discount, join my team. When you join my team, you pick $125 worth of product. This is $120. So you can get a package of dimensionals or rhinestones or something for $5, that extra $5. You only pay $99. You get free shipping, and you get a 20% discount moving forward on all of your stuff, which is awesome. So then you can get cool embossing folders. This actually looks kind of neat on the silver side too, with a little snowflakes. Hey, Patsy Palmer. So so that's for your regular embossing. Now, if I'm gonna die cut, I'm gonna add this. This is plate number 2, and it says place the die cutting edge down. So all that we're gonna do, it says use with thin dies, right? So you're just going to add this, like we've got our 2 clear plates. And so you're just gonna do 1 is the thick one, 2 is the thin, and then 3 is this, right? So we're just gonna line these guys up, and we're going to get a die, and I'm gonna die cut. So this is the card that I wanna show you how to make today. It is a complete copy from the catalog. It's so fun, so easy. This is a fun one. So we're gonna take a piece of cinnamon cider, and we're gonna take this Love of Leaves die, and I need to make sure that this is cut to the right size first. Let me cut this. So, I have no idea how wide this is. 3 3/4? Yeah, okay. 3 3/4. And then, oh yeah, how much am I gonna need to cut off? About 1 inch, okay. All right, so we've now got our piece trimmed down. So I've got my number 1, my number 2, and my number 3. I'm gonna grab my die, which is the leaf, and this is the one that has the really cool stitching in it. And so we're gonna put that in the middle, and then we're going to run it through. Now for this one, I probably would have stamped it first if I didn't have this machine up here, but I'm going to show you a couple other pieces to die cut and then we'll talk. So, okay, so see how easy that was? Super easy. One run, it already fell out. Look how fast that was. So we got our little leaf, he's so cute, but more importantly, we got our very pretty stitched piece on cinnamon cider. All right, so the other piece I want to show you in this die, because I haven't had a chance to show you, is the really cool stitched piece that's up at the top here. So I know, I love that leaf too. It makes me so happy. So, I don't know if this is the right size. Let me see. Oh yeah, it's the right size. Excellent. All right, so the other die I want to show you from this set, because this set has a ton of dies. So this is all the dies that come in this set. There's insides to the leaves, there's outsides to the leaves. It's just amazing. And there's a big kind of like maple leaf looking, and then there's this smaller leaf that looks more like an aspen tree. I'm not really sure. They said that the leaves were representative of all the markets that we have Stampin' Up! Demonstrators in, which is kind of cool. So, okay, so I've got this piece of Very Vanilla, and I have this die. It looks like a crazy die. Marianne said it looked like a city, like a skyline, which I kind of think it does. Now I need to trim this piece just a little bit because it's a little too big. So let me see how much I need to trim off. Okay. Let me line this up. This is probably not the best way to trim paper on the fly, but whatever. Okay, so I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to line up my die on here. And so I'm just going to line this up. I'm going to make sure it's running pretty straight. Now, one of the cool things that's coming out, we don't have it yet. I'm not sure when it's going to be out, but they're going to give us like a magnetic sheet to stick in here. I think it'll be instead of this #1 piece, but then that'll help our dies to stay in place while you run it through the machine. So I will say I was very sad to break in the acrylic plates, the clear plates. I hate marring them. They were so beautiful. They were so beautiful. But now you can tell they've been used. So, all right, so that was one run. Let's pull it out. And you can see, look at that. Isn't that cool? You can literally see right through it. It created like these holes in here. I love it. It's so pretty. And if you could touch this, it's so cool. What's really neat though, and I'm going to take this card out of here so that you can see this, is that when you put it on the card, you can actually, and it's kind of hard to see, but you can see through it. So I can actually see like the hints of gold when it's on the card itself, which is pretty cool. So you can see the paper behind it. It is so quiet. It runs so smooth. And sometimes with the old machine, I would have to like run a die like back and forth and back and forth. And I had one die that was always finicky, my stitched labels, that I would have to run several times. And I cut a bunch of them the other day and it was one and done. And so to me, like that's the testament to this machine. So I'm super excited about Big Boss. And I'm really excited about the mini boss that'll come out too. And the mini boss will be out, they said, by the end of the year. I'm hopeful that we'll get it in time for Christmas. I think that at $60, it's going to be half the price of this. It will be a great value. So I know, I'm so excited, Stephanie. So the mini boss will not take all the dies and it will not take all the embossing folders. So what will happen is, let's find those embossing folders again. So here's our little embossing folder. And hopefully I can find the big one. Y'all, you know what happens, right? Like I just throw things around on my desk like willy-nilly. Oh, here it is. Okay. So the mini boss is going to be able to take our standard embossing folders. It will not be able to take are 3D embossing folders. So obviously you can see, you know, the size differential here. So it's about 1.5 inches, yeah, about 1.5 inches narrower than the, you know, the plate will be. So it will be able to take these, but this will be like the max width. So any die that has anything that's wider than this, it's not going to be able to take. So if you look in your catalog in the back, and the reason why, even though we weren't ready for this to, actually, you know what? It's not going to be able to take these dies, these embossing folders. It's only going to be able to take the mini embossing folders, the little narrow ones, because it is going to be narrower than that. Okay, but for the dies, it will be able to take the little dies, but not the big ones. So for instance, you'll be able to look, and this is a good one to look at, because if you look at the Stitch So Sweetly, it has the mini emboss icon there. And it shows that these rectangles are going to fit, which the rectangles are actually pretty large. I know. And that was smart. Like, even though the machine wasn't ready, and it was because of COVID-19, I mean, that's why we don't have the machine like in the warehouse. I'm so glad that they went ahead and marked it in the catalog so that we know, like, okay, that's going to work with the mini, that's going to work with the mini, that's not going to work with the mini. If you like to dry emboss, if you like to use the embossing folders, I would encourage you to just go ahead and get the big guy. Even if you join my team solely for the reason of getting this at $25 off and maybe getting a discount on a few extra purchases, I'm okay with that, because I think that in terms of being a kidnapper, in this case, you're getting a really great piece of equipment and you're getting a discount. If you join this quarter, you actually get to keep your discount all the way through January of next year, which is pretty cool. So you would get a discount on holiday items and even on the new spring stuff that you could order in December and January. So, and it's okay. I've had plenty of kidnappers on the team. I've got plenty of people on my team who are here, you know, for the long haul. But I think being able to get this at $99 and free shipping, and it has a 3-year warranty from Stampin' Up. So just know that. I was reading through all the warranty information. So, oh, Melissa, I'm so excited. I hope you have so much fun. I know you were holding out. And I know a lot of people have been holding out for sure. I want to grab those Stitch So Sweetly dies real quick though. Hold on. I want to show you how big these are so that you can see kind of like, okay, that's, you know, so this rectangle is like as big as it's going to get in terms of the mini. And I think that's why this die, look, see, it's too wide. So, and I think in the annual catalog, they actually tell us how wide this is. Mini base plate, blah, blah, blah. Let me see here. Mini machine, 3.5 inch platform. So 3.5 inches. Let's get our ruler out. Yeah, and that's why. So 3.5 inches is right here, right? And we can see the die totally fits, but the embossing folder doesn't. So they have little narrow embossing folders, and those are really cute, but I just want you to know why. It's gonna be much smaller. Like this is the width of the plate, the little tiny plates. And all the standard plates come with it, so you get plate number 1, 2, 3, and 4. You get all those plates with it. The magnetic thin plate is the only thing you wouldn't get with it. And right now, they don't even have it for us to get, so. Yeah. Miss the name of the folder that you don't have. Oh, Marlene, let's find out. Let me grab my catalog, because I don't remember the name of either of them. I know, I'm a terrible demonstrator. You know what? I'm not a terrible demonstrator. I just have to look things up, and that's okay. Embossing folder. Evergreen Forest is the tree one. Evergreen Forest, which makes sense. It looks like a forest, right? And then this little Winter Snow one. Winter Snow. there is a set of mini embossing folders in the holiday catalog. They're called Wrapped in Texture. And then there's one other embossing folder in the holiday catalog, Cobwebs, which is a really cute one that I have on my desk that I'm going to use in a project actually this week. So, yeah, so let's go back to the 2 cards or 3 cards. I'm going to move, I think I can move this down. Let me move this down because I want to make these 2 or 3 cards with you. I know. I have just made a glorified mess of everything up here, y'all. That's okay. You forgive me. So we're going to make these 2 cards. I'm going to show you the other steps to it. The one with the holes. Oh, that's not an embossing folder. That is the Love of Leaves dies. So that is, which, God help me, this is all a hot mess, but that's the Love of Leaves die. And that die comes with this one. And then it also comes with the leaves, and it comes with the inner part of the leaf too. So you can cut the outside of the leaf, and there's stitching on the outside, and then it has this center piece, and you can actually run this as one piece, and this center piece die cuts the inside, and so it gives you a stitched look. And I have a card to show that. So here, so you can see that stitching right on the inside. That is created by that inner piece, which is really cool. So, hey, Lynn. Yeah, I actually, you know, I'm a sucker for fall leaves. I think it's just a lot of hopeful, wishful thinking, because honestly, it's like 107 or something. I don't know how hot it is, but it's really ridiculous. But this die is just really different, and I just really I love the look of it. I love, you know, I love the holes. I think it's just really cool. So Marianne thinks I should make like a cityscape card. I was thinking about making like a Halloween, like spooky night kind of like, I don't know, Batman, I don't know. Oh, like the bat signal. I don't know. My mind goes all sorts of places, y'all. Okay. Focus, Lisa, focus. All right, I'm trying. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna make these 2 cards. If you, I'll post a hostess code up. If you place a hostess code order, then you can make one of these cards, or both of these cards. So this is one, and this is the other. I'm going to do Love of Leaves for both of them. This is a direct case from the holiday catalog. I really just wanted to create it as is, and I was excited to do that. So I'm going to pull some things out. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the hello, and we're going to find a block for it. It's very tiny. And then we're going to stamp in cinnamon cider, which is not in a convenient location. You know, I like this color. I've been playing with it more and more, and I'm starting to like it. So I'm kind of excited about it. All right, so we're just gonna take our hello, and we're just gonna stamp randomly. And I'm gonna try to stamp straight-ish, but I'm gonna stamp and stamp off, and then I'm gonna stamp and stamp off, and then I'm gonna stamp and stamp off, stamp and stamp off, stamp and stamp off, gonna stamp, maybe I'm gonna, let's see, stamp. You gotta be careful with that hello. Because, you know, sometimes it says crazy things. But anyway, okay, so we've got our piece and we've got our little hellos. Normally I would stamp that and then die cut it, but, you know, for now this will do. And then we're going to close our cinnamon cider. We've got a little piece of pretty peacock paper, and because I threw a bunch of designer series paper on top of this. I'll be curious to see if I can find my little tiny sheet. Oh, there it is. Okay. And it's just a really tiny little piece. So we'll just use our little baby trimmer and we'll trim a little piece off. Okay. And then the sentiment I'm going to use from the stamp set. So it's a really nice stamp set. It's got a lot of nice sentiments. Let's see if I can come in a little closer. I've used a lot of them. I'm going to use the I Thought of You Today. And I'm going to... So I'm going to stamp it in our crafting, and then I'm going to go ahead and heat emboss it in white. I could just stamp it in the white craft ink. I just don't think it shows up as well. And I'm probably going to make it even narrower. I mean, I think that's okay. As that dries, I think that'll be fine. I'm not going to heat emboss it. Our white craft ink does take a minute to dry, so thank you, Kirsten. I appreciate that. All right, and then we're going to add a few fun touches. So we're going to bust open our Plaid Tidings paper. I love this paper. It's so pretty. And we're going to pick a really particular sheet. So there is plaid in here for all occasions, I promise. Halloween, fall, all the things. But this one, I kind of wish I had a shirt like this. I love the colors. This has shaded spruce, cinnamon cider. It has, I think it's crushed curry. Melon mambo, maybe? Yeah, it's amazing. It's an amazing color combination. I would totally wear this shirt over like a pair of cute jeans. Anyway, all right. And then we're going to use a thick Whisper White base. So hopefully you know when making your cards that we do have two weights of paper. We have a thick white and a regular Whisper White, and we have a thick Very Vanilla and a regular Very Vanilla. And each one, the thicker ones are really good for creating card bases that are really sturdy and stand up. And so I would encourage you to, you know, use that if you're going to be making, you know, a lot of cards, to use the thick white. And I'm going to cut this just to cover the front of it, right? So 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I love our little stamping trimmer. And then I'm going to go ahead and score my card base just to make life easy. And then all that, we're going to glue that guy down on the front of there, and that looks like it's perfect, so that's awesome. Let's see, I'm going to use some Stampin' Seal. Oh, got excited. Stampin' Seal. Make sure it lines up really good. All right, excellent. Right, then we're gonna pop this up on dimensionals. I need some regular dimensionals. All right, well, or I have edges. I didn't want to have to use like 27,000 like mini dimensionals, so I'm going to. Oh, good. Here's some edges. Yes, thank goodness. All right, so we'll just pop a couple of these. Probably 4 is good. And then, let's see. And I know the angle's different tonight, sorry. But in order to show that machine, I had to change the angle a little bit, so. Okay, so now we've got, right, we're building, okay? So we need our sentiment, which is over here, and I think it's still kind of drying, so I'm going to get my snips out, hopefully, yeah. And I'm actually going to see if I can trim it just a little bit. So I think to fit this sentiment, you really just need it to be 3/4 of an inch thick, and it's about, yeah, 2 inches long. And then I'll go ahead and just trim so that we get a cute little angle going on that. So now we've got our little sentiment, and then we're gonna add some ribbon. And the ribbon it's an embroidered ribbon. We've never had this before. It is it's got a lot of very vanilla in it, and I'm gonna try to show it to you close up, but it's got like stitching on it, and it's very textured. It's very soft though. It's very pliable. It ties really pretty bows. I really like it. And it's in the catalog. I just hadn't given it a ton of, looksies. But I really like it as a piece behind here, just a little layering piece. So the way that I did it was I laid down some Stampin' Seal Plus. I laid my piece of ribbon on, right? And then I'm gonna come in with my scissors, my snips, and I'm going to trim it to kind of match the angle. So then, yep, then we've got our little guy. And when you kind of look at that on top of the card, you can put a few little mini dimensionals. So I'll show you what I'm gonna do. 1, 2, maybe only 3 is needed. No, that won't work though. So we have to kind of like go over the gap that we have for the stem, right? So get these guys off of here, and I'll show you where I put them. And down. My nails have gotten really long. I need to cut them. Okay, so see how I put them on either side, so that when we put this on the front of the card, it kind of spans the gap over this. And then we're gonna add a few of the white enamel dots from all the trimmings, and they have little stars that I used for the gnome hat. I'm sure you guys saw the gnome card. So I'm gonna use a couple of these enamel dots, and I'm gonna put everything in 3s, right? Odd numbers. So 3, 5, 7, that's what I learned in my floral class when I did floral arranging in 4-H 5,000 years ago. So now we have a really cute card that has a lot of texture, a lot of color, and just a really sweet fall card. So, and there it is in just the craft white, and then there it is. It really does pop when you put that embossing powder on top of it. But yeah, I know, the plaid is so great. All right. So the other card is pretty simple. So we've got a piece of the DSP. This is from the Gilded Autumn behind here. And then we're using the Gilded Autumn ribbon set. We've got a die cut leaf and then a die cut leaf from vellum. So we're just kind of layering it all together. I'm not gonna go through making this one because this one's just a lot of layers, but really easy. And then we used Cajun Craze as our ink color on the mint macaron, and I thought it was really fun. So yay. Okay, so let me know if you've got questions about the Stampin' Emboss machine. If you want the ingredients to make these cards, place an order this week with a hostess code. I would greatly appreciate it. I me and the team, I'm really close to promoting to gold, which would be really cool. I don't have to do it this year. I can do it in the next Stampin' Up! Year, like past October 1. But my team is growing. We have 16 people, I think, on the team now, which is really cool. It's a lot of fun. We have great meetings. We meet the third Monday of the month. If you're interested in coming to a team meeting, we're meeting this Monday, so you're more than welcome to come. And I can send you the Zoom directions for that. We meet on Zoom so we can hear each other and talk to each other and share. Everybody shares a project. We have projects we make. We talk about, what's going on in the Stampin' Up! World. Everybody's registering right now for On Stage at Home, which is our conference, our convention in November, and it's definitely not too late for you to register for that. You could attend. It's virtual, so we'll all be at home in our PJs, and I'm going to do a virtual after party, so we're going to have a lot of fun with that. I'm sure there will be some stamping, and there will be some laughter and probably some fun snacks. But yeah, love to have you on the team. Love to have you as a customer. So please, consider placing an order or coming to an event. That was right, I had this out because I have bingo next week, Friday night, and I need a few more people to come to bingo. It's a $30 ticket. But the money you get a swag bag. I mail you 3 projects. You get bingo. You get to play bingo. You get to win prizes. You get a $5 off coupon off an order that night. So you definitely will get your money's worth. And I'm excited because I'm going to feature the new tins, the little boxes that are in the holiday catalog. So everybody will get one of those in their swag bag, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun event. So let me know if you're interested in that. I need to finalize the numbers by tomorrow. So if you would like to attend bingo, please let me know. It'll be fun. We're going to do it on Zoom next week, Friday night from 7 to 9 Central. So yay, thanks for coming. Thanks for stopping by. I'll make sure to drop some links below. I'll put the hostess code in the description when I save this and put it up. And thanks for coming. I hope you appreciated the projects, and I hope that you love the new Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. It's a dream. It's really nice. So, all right, bye y'all. See you later.